That's some serious Big Dwayne energy.
Right back at you.
Amen, him.
Nice fanny pack. Zella, great tape.
Holly, you got this?
Yes. Hi, honey.
I can tell you got beat energy. Holly, you got this?
Right, Shalom, I give it all praise unto Yabashima Shabashim Kohakodash, the bonus unto the apostles of Great Millstone, and the honest brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The Bavai body are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shabashim Kohakodash. Giving all praise unto Yabashima Shabashim Kohakodash. Okay, so this is going to be a relatively quick video based upon this advert that we just seen. And pretty much from the advert, you can see that this guy is like a walking psychological operation. And they set this guy up to be the tough guy out there within Hollywood. And he gets all the big movie roles where he gets to be the big hero that's there to save the people, right? And he gets to play the tough guy. He gets to play the competent individual, right? And now, via this was supposedly an energy drink, they got this guy completely emasculated. Now, there's an aspect of this where if you're a layman or you've just recently come into this truth or you're coming across this video, you might think this is all innocent and you might think it's all not worth even speaking about. But the reality of the situation is there is an agenda out here to destroy masculine ideals, right? So the idea of a man being masculine and that being celebrated is a thing of the past. Okay, gone is Big Papa, right? Big Granddad, right? Granddad that could do everything. That's a thing of the past. Okay, you go to your dad for your problems. That's a thing of the past, right? Calling out dad and getting dad to help you fix your car. That's a thing of the past, right? Because the male ideal has been emasculated. And if you still got Big Papa and you still got your uncles and your these male role models, the traditional male role models that was out there to really support you and help you do a thing, you got to be grateful that the Most High has protected you from what's an epidemic of the destruction of masculinity. You got to count yourself lucky, man. You got to count yourself lucky. It's pretty much out here what we see right now throughout the four corners of the earth is a total destruction of anything that symbolizes strength, confidence, okay, a lack of femininity, right? That's been destroyed, right? And they use this Hollywood meat grinding machine to push those particular ideas out there throughout the four corners of the earth. And that's why the scripture says Babylon has been a golden cup within the Lord's hand, has made all the earth drunken with the wine thereof. This is one of the reasons why it says that, because these young little boys that see and look up to this guy, this is supposed to be a family-friendly individual, right? We're not talking about Bill Burr, where half the jokes is adult oriented. Okay, we're not talking about an entertainer that's really based on an age group that's above 24 or 25 or anything like that. We're speaking about a person that's created a brand that targets the kids. Now tell me there isn't an attack against the kids. Tell me the children are not under a psychological attack right now, right? Gone are the days where you opened a school kids book and there was heterosexual names within the kids school book. Now it's so weird and strange in things that are being spoken about within the kids school book. Okay, so there's an attack on ideals out here, man. There's an attack on ideas because ideas are powerful, and the idea of having a strong male role model, that's a very powerful idea. It's a very powerful idea because that leadeth onto communal strength. When you got big uncles, when you got big male role models out there within your family, you got a situation where a culture could be preserved. Does not the scripture say how is it possible that somebody take a hold of a house? Well, they must first bind the strong man. And how have they bound the strong man? By these ideas and these laws that they pass to protect these ideas. So speaking up against the rainbow movement, that's considered a very negative thing. If you was to speak up against the the movement I'm talking about, the rainbow movement, you speak up against that, that's seen as a very negative thing. But let's look at the results of that. That doesn't bring forth more children into the earth. Let's just be real about it. Okay? You want to do what you want to do. You got to live by the consequences of your actions. But let's look at it from a practical standpoint. And let's say the objective of man being on earth, for layman's sake, let's say the objective of man being on earth is to further the legacy of man on earth. Well, dealing with the rainbow thing, you can't further legacies within the earth. Your family line doesn't continue within the earth. That's a dead end. And that's where the nefarious that's where the nefarious, right, head of Esau starts to show itself. Because once you understand that you can't further your own line within the earth via that particular movement, and you understand that the elite banking family is part of their enterprise is to reduce the population of the earth, then you begin to understand that all these ideas are linked up together. They was going to push forth the so-called big Dwayne, you know, with his steroid-induced muscles, Johnson's out there, and hold him up as a standard of how a man's supposed to be in terms of masculinity. And then they was going to emasculate him. Okay, they was going to say, look, man, you can participate in these most odious works of witchcraft. That's what Esau was going to say, to the end that the children that are watching this, they're going to give themselves over onto this particular way of life, which is a way that literally leads onto destruction. Let's say you don't get punished for that. Let's say you get away with it, quote unquote, but still leads onto destruction because your family line is taken out of the earth. Think about that. Think about that. If you participate in this particular action, you can't have no children. That goes to show you that it's not natural. Because everything that we see around within the earth shows you that a person is supposed to, or anything is supposed to multiply. Does not the scripture say, be fruitful and multiply? Everything that we see throughout the four corners of the earth, it works underneath those particular principles. But Esau was going to come with an anti-life. And this is literally an anti-life movement. Literally leadeth not unto life, man. You know, you got people out there, they're going to get emotional, they watch the video. But it's like, look, let's look at it from a practical standpoint. What do the birth rates look like right now? The birth rates are a 50-year low out here within the UK. They're a worldwide low, okay? Because these particular movements are being pushed out there throughout the four corners of the earth. And then again, I ask you, what's one of the underlying principles of the 2030 agenda? What's one of the underlying principles of the elite banking families? To reduce the population of the world. I mean, you got to understand that these things are linked up, man. It's all linked up. But my man's going to come here with a so-called big D energy, which again, like I said, that's a psychological thing right there. Because what's the big D energy? Where does that particular wording come from? Where did that come from? That's supposed to have connotations to the male phallus and walking around with confidence because you've got the big D energy. But look what they're showing you as the big D energy. A guy, you know, completely emasculated. So that's heavy, man. Remember what the scripture says, the inward thought is deep, man. The heart is deep. Esau searches out these particular things, man. He searches out and looks and maneuvers against you. Okay, Esau maneuvers against you, man. So you got to be careful with this dude, man. This dude is manipulative. You got to watch out for these things that he does, man. All right, because he's going to destroy you, man. He's going to destroy you and his own home. Right, so that's pretty much the video. Without myself, praise unto Yahweh, the bonus unto the apostles of great millstone. Honestly, brothers, be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.